Peace, and I'd like to welcome you back into another edition of Playland. As always, I'm your foul player. Want to make this video regarding a couple of things as far as finances go. Like I forgot what the fuck I even called the video. But one thing I am going to talk about boxing last. Like even though like the fight yesterday was cool, I didn't watch the fight. I watched the Gary Russell fight, um, and I watched the Devin Haney fight. Those fights, especially the Devin Haney fight, were really good. Like, I mean, they were good fights. I'm not gonna say really good, but um, I'll touch on that last. But what I did want to touch on, or what I did want to discuss more so than those fights, and I wanted to do this in a live, for a minute, was more like of the financials, and I wanted to give a little bit of backstory too, like as far as like financials go, like fucking because it's not like something that I've been like putting into play my whole fucking life, or something that I had money to do, money to play with, if you will. Like I was a broke motherfucker like many times in my life. I've had a lot of money too, but there's many times that I had zero money, like no bucks. Um and now I'm not like bringing in like that much liquid as I have in the past, like at my peak, if you will. But the thing is that I've been so disciplined, like as far as like trying to set myself up like for the long term, like if you will, that that it's kind of like becoming like a way of life for me, if you will, and it's a good thing, you know. What more could I say about it? But I guess I'll discuss that in breath. But I have one comment, and I know Lala D was waiting upon me to start. I think she had to dip, but she did leave a comment, and I want to touch on that now too. She said, "Hey, I just saw the live announcement. It's possible to talk about Tesla stock too, and the potential for Ford stock too." Um, I will a little bit. One thing though, Lala D, and I don't know if I mentioned it in the past, but um, I um, I don't mess with stocks yet. Like and I may not like. I mean, I have some that I would fuck with, but at this current juncture, I'm more of like a commodity currency like dude. If I did have to say anything about Tesla stock though, I mean like Tesla, like the company, I mean, I think like personally, like again, you're speaking to somebody who's like really dumb. Like I dropped out in the ninth grade, like fucking grew up on welfare my whole life, Section 8. Um, so a lot of these things that like really have potential in the past, or a lot of things that have potential, like to me, are things that I could explain to, me like as a 16-year-old, or me like fucking when I was running around the hood. But Tesla, I mean, I'm not gonna say that they're like a bum ass company, but for them to have more earning potential than Amazon scares me a little bit, because I know a lot of the money that they are bringing in, it's more be like government money, like government contracts. And a lot of it is SpaceX. From what I hear, like Tesla, as far as their automotive arm, doesn't make a lot of cash. Like, there's a long wait for the vehicles, but that's not the reason that they don't make a lot of cash. Like, that's not like even close to their um their top earning facet of their company, if you will. This isn't, and I researched hard body. It's just is what it is. Like, I mean, like I see a lot of Teslas out there, but not like to the point where they're making more money than GMC. Or so, like, how is it that, like, on Amazon makes more money than probably every car company combined, yet the thing that I see of Teslas on an everyday level, you know um that's adopted by, like, the average motherfucker. Like, I could buy a Tesla if I won't buy a fucking Tesla, but not that I'm dissing them, but I'm not gonna buy a new car ever again. But how is it that something like that is just making so much loot like that? Like I don't know. But I know a lot of people, like a lot of people in the crypto community and in the silver, like or precious metal community, they love like Elon Musk. A lot of the people that like invest in precious metals have now gone into crypto too, like me, like fucking But um, when it comes to like Elon Musk as in the personally, a lot of people like him because he's giving a lot of focus or a lot of light to the crypto space. But I just think a lot of people don't do their homework too much or get into a little bit of idol worship, and they it's like headline reading it, like in a sense, like, and they're like kind of like giving them too much credit without doing a lot of like the work. And I mean, like that, there might be me like taking a little bit of a shot at Dogecoin. Like I'm not nuts about Dogecoin. I made that very clear in the past, but um, like I mean, I think he's doing well for his company, but I'm not like bananas about his company. I'm not bananas about many things. Like in this economy, I think this economy is definitely going to crash. I think it should have crashed a long time ago. Like, and they kept it up with paper currency. Um, and that's just going to make the crash that much worse when we do crash. So I think they should have let it crash in 2008. I think they should have let it crash in 2011. We didn't, and it's just going to make it that much worse when we do get to an eventual crash. But that's not a bad thing necessarily. Like if you follow a certain discipline, and like one of the things that like I always tell like anybody I know is to invest in precious metals. If I had to pick as far as precious metals to invest in, number one would be silver, not even close. Um, if you had to pick another metal to invest in, it's not gold for me. It's platinum. Platinum was actually a little bit more than gold because I remember wanting to buy a platinum necklace when platinum was like the shit, like Cash Money era, fucking you know, when Ja Rule was still really famous. And I remember like when I went to go get like look at a platinum necklace, it was probably like 200 grams or something. And I compared it to a gold necklace that was 200 grams. The gold necklace looked like humongous compared to it. And the platinum was like all dark. And I was like, the fuck? Like, it looked like silver. I'm like, nobody's gonna really believe that this is platinum unless I'm like spending a lot of money, like in the club or some shit. Like maybe they'll believe it's platinum. Or if I have to explain it to somebody, hey, this is platinum, like, but I always, I ended up buying gold, but jewelry. Do I say like buy gold now, like more than platinum? Hell no. Platinum does have a industrious purpose, like or industry purpose. Gold doesn't really have an industry purpose. As far as like the fact that they use that metal for certain industries, gold doesn't really have a big industry use. Copper has a big time industry use, but it's not a precious metal like platinum is, or is not as rare as like platinum. Even though I think copper should be a lot more expensive too. Right now they say that copper, like a penny worth of copper is worth 3 pennies, or a penny worth of copper is actually worth 3 cents. Not every penny you have is copper either. Like it has to be from 82 and down, like for it to be 90% copper. But anyhow, the most important thing, like where you're gonna get your best bang for your buck, is silver. I try to talk about it in the past, like I mean, like and like a lot of times I make these videos and I'm tired as fuck. I'm actually tired as fuck today, but I'm off tomorrow. So I have a little bit of energy coursing through these veins, but um, silver is a way better investment. Like I mean, especially for this economy, like if you want to like save money, like it is good to like fuck with the crypto space. Like maybe I should have done it a little earlier, but I don't kick my ass for like not getting it into it a little earlier. But I was learning about crypto for a year or more, like watching every move that was happening in crypto. And but I was um more like fucking with the metals than I was with crypto during that whole time. I wasn't like butthurt, you know, I wasn't like fucking pissed off that like not all my friends were making moves in crypto. It's not like I knew, but I only knew one person that was making moves in crypto. And he was making moves in cryptos like 2011, like when I was still living in 42nd Street. But you know, and this dude's fucking caked up right now to the core. Hey Lala D, thanks for coming back. But that's the only person I knew like that was making bread like in crypto. And this dude's like a fucking multi-bazillionaire like now. And this dude is not like fucking some button up, you know, like dude, like a lot of the investment that he made was money that he was making off of being a waiter. And like some money that his mom gave him, like when she sold a restaurant or some shit, and from DJing. But this dude was like just a regular guy I used to party with. Um, and he's like caked up to the core, and he's weird as fuck. Shout out to Tony. But but it wasn't like, you know, while I was like studying crypto that I had like motherfucking next door to me or one of my homeboys that even knew what the fuck crypto was. Um, that I was like, shit, like, you know, this dude's caking it and I'm not, like, or he's making money and I'm not, and I see the potential like of making money with crypto, not the potential of crypto. I don't have like hard body faith in crypto like that. Like, I do have faith in it more than I do money, but I don't have like, you know, wow, like this is like locked down. Like, I don't have that much faith in it, like the faith I have in like silver. Silver is like the thing that I'll now, like me, that I'm gonna try to school my son in, that I do school my son in, because it's not gonna go down in price. To me, that's very important. Do I think cryptos are gonna go down in price? Yes and no, but more yes than there is no. I think a lot of cryptos that you see, if I had to predict, and I'm gonna be nice, I'm gonna say 80% of those cryptos are gonna be like worth zero in the future, or like we're not worth very much, maybe even worth less than what they are now. And that doesn't mean much because inflation is going to make the price of everything go up in the future. But having said that, like, you know, there's going to be some cryptos. I think Bitcoin's still going to be um worth bread in the future, sure. um I think for cryptos long term to survive or to do well, I think they got to get away from uh a Bitcoin association, because every time Bitcoin does something, it brings down every crypto, um, or brings up every crypto, and that's not good. That's like, you know, long term, it's not good because there's only 21 million Bitcoins out there. Like, I mean, you can buy a percentage of Bitcoin. Most times, like, you know, you buy percentages of Bitcoin. You don't buy one Bitcoin like, you know, at a time, because that'd be like 30 racks or 60 racks. You know, nobody has that. But the problem is with cryptos is that every time like something happens to Bitcoin, like when Elon Musk announced that he's going to look for another crypto asset or cryptocurrency, if you will, to get into, because Bitcoin, that he don't want to fuck with Bitcoin no more. Um, uh, be, so that brought like the crypto market down. So I think like long term, like it's gonna be necessary for a lot of cryptocurrencies to try to like bypass like Bitcoin and not be married like to it. And that's me saying that Bitcoin's gonna go. I think Bitcoin's gonna be 100 racks at the end of the year. But I still think that even though I see like from today, like Bitcoin's like 30 something this morning, like, and the fact that it's gonna go up more than 50%, that's good. That sounds good, yeah. But you know, you don't want to be married at the hip. You know, you don't want to be the second fiddle like to anything. You don't want to be the second best rapper in a rap group, or you know, because like in Ja Rule's case, like Ja Rule was the best rapper in the world, but fucking who was the second best rapper in Murder Inc? Fucking Cadillac Ty. Like where did he go? Or Black Child? Let me read a comment. Speaking of crypto going down, there's a BTC conspiracy theory, and it's very plausible. They say the elite are so pissed that us regular folk got rich, and they want in at a lower BTC price. I don't think that's conspiracy. I think that's 100% like legit. I think that's what might be happening now. Like as far as now that it's kind of like solidified that it's gonna be the wave. That they do want to get in at a lower price. And it's not just with Bitcoin. I think that like it's with a lot of other cryptocurrencies. And even if that's like a short-term thing, you know, because the fact that Bitcoin or any cryptocurrency is like so high, it gives I mean, like you really can't debate that there's not inflation happening because these things that were worth shit a couple months ago even are worth so much now. And that's because if you're trying to buy those things, which anybody around the world could buy, and you're trying to buy them with American dollars, which they printed 16 trillion American dollars like in like 1 year last year, and they already like printing like fucking 5 trillion, or they already have planned to print 5 trillion more, and they just printed out 1.9 trillion for this last stimulus. The thing is that we pay like other countries back in dollars. So when you're telling other countries like, listen, I'm gonna pay you back in something, but I just happen to make 1.9 trillion more of them, or 5.5 trillion more, like they want to do with this new infrastructure bill, then that brings the value of that down, and that brings the value of something like Bitcoin or other cryptocurrencies way up. So if you don't see inflation maybe at the grocery store, which I already do see some inflation at the grocery store because I pretty much the principal guy who shops at my house, like for compra. Compra is fucking like groceries. But there's certain things that haven't gone down in price. Toilet paper is one, is a good example. Like I used to be able to buy a 20 pack of Scott 1,000 sheet toilet paper for like $8.99 when it was on sale. Like, and that sale would happen, once every 2 months. Now, like the same ones like on sale, like the best I could find it is Peace Tyrone. The best you could find it right now. Like I just went and the cheap ShopRite brand was like $11.99 for 20 rolls. The Scott brand that I'm telling you, sometimes it'll be like $11, but most times it's $13.99. So that's one source of like, that's one case of inflation. But um, the real inflation hasn't really hit yet. Um, like the prices of like food going up, like haven't really like caught people of yet. Like the prices of like raw food though, like futures, like with the corn, like those things are going up. Um, the prices of commodities, like copper, have gone up. But the one place that it hasn't really um, shown up is with silver, the second most precious metal. I mean, like or like the godfather of metals, like and there's a 10-ounce bar from Silver Gold Bull. There's a website like Silver Gold Bull, and look how pretty this is. Like I mean, like this is tangible shit, and like you could store like 10 ounces of silver in any fucking sock drawer in your house, and you're Gucci. You don't got to get in like fucking and buy like a big safe or off the rip. Um, and for 1 ounce, it's like $30. So if you want to invest in whatever the fuck, let's say you want to invest 50% in Bitcoin and 50% in precious metals, do that. It won't like, if you have $100 to spare every check and you bought 50% like or did 60/40, like 60% of or $60 of it in silver 1 week, and then $60 and $40 of crypto with the other bit, and then flip flop. Every time you're at the $60 on silver week, you're gonna get 2 ounces. That's fantastic. And in 2 months, you're gonna end up with like this much silver. That's fucking good. You'll have more with this little bit than like 99% of anybody in the whole world. And it's beautiful. Look how fucking pretty that shit is. Fucking gorgeous. Shiny. Silver is shinier than gold. Like some people don't know that. But yeah, Lala D just said, I heard the elites are pissed about the AMC stocks raising too. Um, they are, I believe, but I don't think they were like setting like their horses like to the AMC GameStop thing, if you will. One certain group was, and one of the people that was in that group that was shorting um the GameStop and maybe the AMC stock was actually the owner of my favorite team, fucking Steve Cohen. The group that he was throwing a little bit of money behind them trying to short the AMC and GameStop stocks, which he ended up getting burnt doing that. Like they are, I'm not saying they're not like fucking rich and powerful because they are. Like you're talking like people. Steve Cohen probably has like 12 billion to his name, but there's people like in the world that I know are sitting on trillions like that. We don't even know who the fuck they are. Like I think that they're sitting on trillions. That's more like to me like what's really happening like behind the scenes. I don't think like Bill Gates is like the richest person in the world. I don't think Bill Gates is nearly even close to the richest person in the world. I think Bill Gates, in the grand scheme of things, like I've always had this like thought in my mind, like there's people in the world that are sitting on like trillions, and then like when you have like me, like I don't make that much money. I'm way lower class. Like most of the people that we know, like even people that have like two houses, are like way in the lower class. I think the middle class, it's gonna sound stupid, are millionaires and billionaires. Like because if there's people that are selling on trillions, which I think there are people that exist in this world that are selling on trillions, and then there's like the middle class, which are your millionaire billionaire class, then like somebody who has like two or three houses or like a million saved is like closer to down here than they are like to the up here. Like somebody down here like is like nowhere near like somebody who's making hundreds of millions. I think the 100 millionaire class are like more like your middle class. Like your Jay-Z's, like your Jay-Z can't go and say like fucking to a certain company, and Jay-Z supposedly has hundreds of millions, which I don't believe that shit either. I don't think none of these celebrities are holding what they say they're holding. But Jay-Z can't tell a big company, listen, do this or fucking um and the and it's gonna like set a market of flames or some shit, like so like those celebrities like that we see, like they're not really holding shit. Like everybody like that of color, if you will, all these dudes that we think are like mad rich, one, they serve other people, but two, I don't think they're that rich. So like some entertainer telling me like how to live, at the end of the day, I'm not dissing them like fucking all like fuck you, you entertainer. Like, but if you're not speaking my language, which none of them do, like at the end of the day, they're subservient to somebody, and I'm trying to be subservient to nobody. So like, um the thank you, Lala. Uh but at the end of the day, like, all these entertainers, like they're not really caking it like that. Like, and we shouldn't aspire, like, if you look at the history of time, like, I try to look at like things like in relation to all time. Like all time, there was like always some people like I was just saying, La La D, like, or whoever's listening, there was always some people that were in that rich class. Maybe they weren't trillionaires, if you will, but they were probably had enough money or enough like purchasing power as a trillionaire class that is unseen. Um, they were probably in existence throughout all time. Do you think like, back in like the Egyptian times, let's say, that they would have like the best singer be in charge of a large group of people or race of people, or hells no, like they wouldn't. I think that if a singer or a fucking entertainer of any sort, like he could have been the illest entertainer at any point, said like, oh, we gotta like rise up and do this, that they would have been like dissing him, or like they would have not like gave him the time of day. Like, so all these actors and shit like that, like, I mean, like, and plus they're not speaking my language at the end of the day. Like, I think a lot of these dudes who are entertainers, um, they're not really about it like that. And like the ones that have been like about it like that, like, or the ones that are speaking my language, like Pimp C, like, they get murked, you know. So or like I'm not saying that I'm a fucking disciple of Pimp C, but you know, he did say some things that I thought like were relevant in his time, and like you know, his demise immediately afterwards was pretty swift, if you will. Yeah, but that's just me ranting. And if you guys like are new to my lives or whatever, like fucking I rant a lot. Like I talk a lot of shit too, like fucking and I say it out of love too. Like I'm not dissing Jay-Z. Actually, fuck Jay-Z. I am dissing Jay-Z. Like, but like I'm not like, you know, a hater. Like I'm not hating on the fact that Jay-Z has like more cake or that he's fucking Beyonce. I think like I don't like sometimes I don't even think these celebrity relationships are like real. I don't give a shit about these celebrities in any case. Like I don't even know why I'm just like bringing it up because I think sometimes that I'm talking more to my people, like you know, to the people of color, if you will. Like fucking like you know, we get caught up with idol worship more than anybody in the fucking world in the world. Um, but we also like have like singers and fucking athletes as our spokespeople, and that's like stupid. You know, I think we should have like fucking militant people and like you know people that don't take no shit or that don't have to rely on a paycheck from somebody else that doesn't look like them more times than not. Um, to be you know the people that speak for us. Um, yeah, and Lala D agrees with me. Yep, damn right. Oh, Lala D, I didn't know you were from the Shy too. Like I just realized it. Like I should have put that together too because of your accent. Um, um, but fucking, I realized it last night when I was watching one of your videos. And shout out to the Shy too. I only been there I think twice, but fucking my man, one of my main peoples is from Chicago. Shout out to Moses Woods. But yeah, I think like you know and going back to like the crypto space or investing, if you will, like. And I'm not saying this dissing because remember, like I'm not fucking like just because I invest or like you know because I know about these things. I was just in Rhode Island, D. Like I fucking I just like so you have like a northy accent. Then I just got confused because you have like a little bit of a nasally voice, like so maybe I misconstrued it. But I know you ain't from the South. But I was just in Rhode Island like a month ago. Like it was like the borderline of Massachusetts. I think it was called like Puritan. Fucking dope. But but the oh, going back to the crypto shit. And this is like the thing like a lot of the hype that I've seen around it like, you know, with has been more for like Dogecoin in recent history. And I know a lot of people that are invested in Dogecoin. I'm not dissing Dogecoin. If you could buy a bunch of it, which you know you probably will, I think Dogecoin is going to reach a buck. So if you're buying it now and it's like I don't know, I don't follow the price of Dogecoin every day. Maybe I should. I haven't bought Dogecoin ever, but um the yeah, it's true. But when you went like a lot of the people that I know that are invested in Dogecoin, that was probably the first shit they bought. Oh, it's at 30 cents now. Thank you, Tyrone. Subscribe to Lala D and Tyrone Smith Boxing if you're not either. Those are my people. But like do I think that Dogecoin could reach $1? Absolutely. I think it's totally feasible. But do I think that there could be some shit down the line, like you know, bad stuff with Dogecoin? Kind of, yeah. Like, and the thing is too that everybody who's talked to me about like about Dogecoin is usually like my hood friends, like if you will, because they don't know how to buy this shit. Like, cause it's not like you could book like unless you go on like Robinhood, which I wouldn't advise nobody to fuck with Robinhood. But like most of my friends that like ask me about like crypto and even silver, but not like I've only had like dead ass two friends of mine that bought silver, and one of them was my brother, and the other one he just did it a couple months ago. I mean, uh that's all good, Lolly. But you like, and I'll get to that in a second. But a lot of them were asking me how to buy like crypto, and I'm like, why? I already knew the answer. They're like, oh, because I want to get on this fucking Dogecoin. Like, I know a lot of people that like. I'm like, yo, like, why don't you just research this shit and like maybe like researching how to buy this shit, maybe you'll find some other shit that you should buy. Like, and I always watch like videos of why something's good and why something is bad. And believe it or not, like the first time I was gonna buy Dogecoin was when it reached 70 something cents. And thank God I didn't, because I thought like, maybe at 70 something cents it's gonna reach faster to that buck or a dollar than like some of the other things that I wanna fuck with. And the whole market crashed literally like 2 days later. Well, I thought I was dreaming, like, because I get alerts on like Bitcoin's price action, and it like literally dropped like 49% like overnight, like fucking but you know the yeah, thank God. The but with when something like where a lot of people that I know, like, like lost one, what would you say is the best thing to invest in for someone who knows nothing about this stuff? Lost one, you came right on time, my friend. And it's this little sucker right here, silver. And you get, I think Lost One, if I remember correctly, you live in the UK, and you guys do pay a little bit of I should have bought some other coinage down here, but you guys do play a little bit more than we do, like for precious metal. But but um I Fish and TX, thanks for coming through. Bitcoin, you said Bitcoin. Um, you guys do pay a little bit more for silver, like your currency coin, like the silver, like your is the Britannia, or the silver Britannia, which is like coins that are made from the Royal Mint of the UK. You do pay a little bit more for those than I would pay for, like, let's say like a regular silver, like ounce of silver here. But even with that, fuck it. Like, it's worth, like, one, it's not gonna go down in price. If it does go down in price, it'll be like 1 pound, not even a pound. It's like, for it to go down a pound would be like fucking some next level shit. Like, um, but for it to go up a pound, it's not gonna happen like overnight either. But when the price of silver is like suppressed, like you wouldn't believe. So with an asset that's suppressed, um, uh, like that much, the only thing that it could do to it, they're not gonna bring the price down of it that much. But what it will do at some point is that it's gonna bring the price astronomically high at some point. Like, they have to use silver in every cell phone, in every laptop, in every TV. Um, and it's not like they have to use a humongous amount, like, because I think every cell phone, I think, takes 1/10, 1/100th of an ounce. But there's tons of cell phones. Like, you don't buy this cell phone, like, my cell phone has like fucking cracked piece of shit, old, but I don't like go into it and like take out the silver like that's in it. Like, I don't do this shit with my TV, none of that stuff. We just toss them. But but yeah. But when you need something, no matter what, like, and like right now, like, I'm not like a bitch like that where I'm on my phone all the time. Like, actually I am. I'm in the front. But I'm not like living on Instagram. But like, if I were to tell, like, my little nephews, like, yo, you can't have your phone for a year, they would commit suicide. Like, and I know a lot of people that are like that. You have to have your phone. I have to have my phone. I'm not on it like that. But and you have to have TVs. They have silver in every TV. They have silver in every solar panel. The whole world is trying to go green, like, at this current juncture. And you need a lot of silver for every solar panel. For every Tesla, you need 2 kilos. And this bar, like, Lost One, you asked about it. It's 10 ounces. So it's about like 240 like pounds maybe. And US, it's probably like, on a good day like 300, on a bad day like 340. It's not like, I mean, it's a lot of money, but it's not like setting you back. And I know a lot of people that fucking that threw that much money into, crypto, and it's not like it's bad, but like, why not put your money into something that's like really stable, that has the potential to only skyrocket instead of, like taking like really risky um like bets, if you will, like fucking like anything on Robinhood where you can't take it out of Robinhood, or a lot of these cryptos that a lot of people don't know about. Let me go into the comments real quick. Speaking of Tesla stock, fans really believe in Tesla stock. OMG, they buy it up like crazy whenever they can. Yeah, I mean, but like a lot of the times that people do it, they buy it on which I don't advise. Like, I mean, like if you're on Robinhood, get the fuck out of Robinhood. Cash out. I mean, like you're gonna take a little bit of a tax hit. That sucks. But Robinhood and there's another stock page. It's kind of whack, but I forgot the name of it. But they're a cheaper Robinhood. But they any place that you can't take your like your assets out of it. Like if I wanted to take buy Bitcoin or Robinhood, let's say, which I stopped even looking at Robinhood, and I have like $20 worth of shit on Robinhood. They keep the shit, but you can't like take your like whatever you have from Robinhood out of Robinhood and put it into your private wallet. Like if you had like Bitcoin or Robinhood, you can only sell it, which sucks because like when you sell it, you get taxed on it. Whereas if you wanted to just hold something down, like but you don't want to hold it down on Robinhood because Robinhood, like what happened with the AMC and the GameStop thing, when a lot of people wanted to like they were only letting people sell at some point, or like I forgot what it was, but like or they shut down the market at some point. When they shut down their market, like and you can't buy that certain stock, then the stock at that time like can't really go up. It can only go down like when buyers aren't present, and Robinhood did that, and a lot of people were buying the GameStop stock in Robinhood, and I think the AMC stock too. So for a little while, even if it was like a day or two, that stock goes down in price. So what if you bought it like right at its peak and then it goes down in price? You know, and it's not like it's gonna kill you. Maybe it does kill you, like that it went down for even a little bit, but you don't want nobody having control of any asset that you own. Like and that's with anything, but like I don't advise nobody to buy stock and silver. Stock and silver is fucking trash. um and I say the same thing with Robinhood. If you don't have the keys, like you don't really own it. And that's like with crypto. Like for cryptos, you need like your for your crypto wallet, you need like your keys. So if you don't have the keys like for your crypto, then you don't have it. If you don't have like your physical silver, like and you're not holding it, then technically you don't own it. Let me go down the comments a little more. Lost one. How much you thinking you'll be able to make off that single bar realistically? That's the thing. With inflation, like, and I like kind of like touched upon inflation right before you got on, Lost one. There's a a lot of money being printed right now. Like before like Trump took office, the national debt was like 15 or 14 trillion or 16 trillion, let's say. I think after he left office, he added another 14 trillion. So it's almost double. Off the rip, like Joe Biden added 1.9 trillion, and then he's gonna add another 5.5 trillion. So this might be like, I mean, this might be worth 30 an ounce for as long as they want to suppress it, but it's not gonna go down from that 31. And two, with something that's being suppressed, it's like a bubble or a balloon underwater. When it starts to rise, and it is going to start to rise. I mean, like I think the fact that it is being suppressed is like a criminal thing, like and it's something that people should look into more because it's being suppressed for more than 100 years. The history of it is crazy. Like a lot of shit started happening around the world, like to everybody's demise, like when silver started being suppressed. And I'm not gonna go into that, like, because I don't want to, get this channel yanked. But you could look into it if you want. A lot of shit to do with drugs, a lot of stuff. It's crazy. Look into the history of silver. But realistically, I think that silver, like the price of it, at least should be the same price as gold. Being that gold and silver, supposedly the numbers that they give us, like that they mine per year, are about 700 million to 1 billion ounces per year. That number this last year for silver was one of its lowest. They had 700 million ounces that were mined. I think that that number is fugazi too. But the thing is that with silver, the industrial use, they say that you have to use 200 million ounces for industry off the rip, no matter what. So if 200 million of it has to go into the industries that nobody could buy, like, they need it for industrial uses, then everybody else has dibs on 500 million. Now, with all this green, like with the fact that they want to go more green around the whole world, with Teslas need 2 kilos or more per vehicle of silver. Every solar panel needs silver, every cell phone. So that's just the market that, like, these outside interests are gonna have to buy no matter what. Because you can't say like we're gonna stop making cell phones because silver is too expensive. Like, LG or Samsung or Apple can't say like next year, silver went up drastically and we can't it's not cost efficient for us to make cell phones. People would burn down like the Apple like factory, headquarters, if you will. So they're gonna have to buy it. So I mean, like whatever you're holding is just gonna go up like that much money. I mean, or when it, and especially when it pops off. So I mean, I don't think that it's like something good to get into in the sense of like, it's accumulating value, like in dollars especially, because like dollar value means zero to me right now. Um, because they're printing so much of it. The fact that they printed so much like dollars, and like at some point dollars represented silver or dollar represented gold, and the fact that this is still like 30 bucks and it's been 30 bucks at its highest, silver was 50 bucks. So right now with the economy being like in total shit around the world, like you're telling me that this didn't reach like its all-time high of 50 bucks, which I think is like really 50 bucks is not even a lot of money. But Bitcoin went up, you know, in that same time to 60 racks. There's something way off there. And like, no matter what, like I mean, like, this I could hold, and like, at the end of the day, like crypto I can't really hold. And crypto, I think is not a terrible investment. I am fucking with crypto recently, but at the end of the day, I mean, like, this is gonna be necessary, and I don't think like crypto could be necessary. I mean, like, but it could not. And this looks way prettier, man. Look at this fucking beautiful. But let me keep going down the comments. Only reason, um, maybe you were asking that in conjunction with something else, though. So I'm sorry. Like, um, don't a lot of electronics use a lot of gold as well, though? Something about it being the best conductor. No, I actually lost one. The guy who's in charge of the silver prospectus, I believe his name is it's not Jamie Dimon. I think it is Jamie Dimon, but he actually is one of the people that is in charge of the group with, damn, what the fuck bank is it? It's not Chase. I haven't slept. Fucking But anyways, one of the people that dictates the price of silver the most, or one of the custodians of silver, which is, I think, is Goldman Sachs. That person, he just went on air recently, and he said that copper is actually the best conductor of electricity, and that's a lie. Silver is the best conductor of electricity. Gold is a conductor of electricity, but they don't. It's not the best. And silver is the best conductor of electricity. Silver actually has a lot of other like good components about it. Like they actually put silver in socks now, and it helps fight like fungus. They actually use silver for water filtration. Um, the so that dude who's at the helm of like trying to suppress the price of silver, in my estimation, the fact that he's like saying that now copper is a better conductor, which is it's a little bit funky. But also, it's not like only the fact that it's a good conductor that silver's selling point. It's just that so there's certain things that you need, like that you could only use silver for. Um, and it's not like just for its conductibility, if you will. They say copper is now a better conductor than silver. Took the #1 spot. Yeah, that same guy just said that. I'm gonna remember his name. It might be Jamie Dimon. It might not be. It's always better to have something you can tuck away in your house. Yeah, definitely. I mean, and it's not a bad investment to get into copper. I mean, like if you can't afford silver, like a kilo of copper, which is about 3 of these and a little bit more. This is 10 ounces, like, and a kilo of copper would be 32.15 ounces. I've seen them selling even on Amazon for like $30, even less than that. Or if you have, if you find pennies that are 1982 and down, start keeping them shits. This sounds corny as fuck, bro. Like all these things I'm telling you, as far as like keeping coins that have silver, like they sound like real old school, like or like archaic. But one, I'm not like if you find like coins that have silver in it, which you do, any coin 1964 and down of our American currency have silver in it. It just sounds like a corny hobby, but it's fucking free money. It's like, like at the end of the day, like I'm and like, you know, it's and what the hell point was I trying to get to? But that, there's just way like, it don't necessarily have to be silver off the rip, but with copper going up faster than silver, if you will, because I trade metals too. Like I've traded gold for silver many times, but like gold, with copper ascending higher than silver. Let's say if you made an investment of $60 into copper and you were able to buy 2 kilos of copper, if that were to go up like it's been going up, like 100%, and silver kind of like goes up 10%, you could trade that copper, like if it's worth 2 silver ounces today, like I mean, like by the end of the year it might be worth 3 silver ounces. And like if copper went up and silver didn't go up, there's got to be something happening funky with silver that it didn't go up. So it's a good time for you to take that copper that wasn't worth as much maybe, and then trade it for more silver, which it's always a good deal. And I did that with gold. I mean, like gold was the ratio for gold ounces. 1 gold ounce would get you 81 silver ounces, and I made the trade then from silver to gold, and right now it's 63-1. So if I would have made the trade now, I would have had like 20 less ounces. So it's it's works for me. Like, and if that ratio goes down, like maybe I'll fuck gold again. Who knows? Let me keep going down the comments. It's always better to have something you tuck away at your house. Yeah, I read that one. TS Boxing lost one. Lost one. It used to be that copper. Now it's silicone and germanium because of the electron doping. Yeah, Tyrone Smith. If some of you guys don't know, and Tyrone Smith is my brother. So Tyrone Smith is actually studying to become an engineer, and like I mean, we don't always have conversations, but cornily enough, like we've actually had like conversations about things that have more to do with energy conducting and stuff like that. Like I pick his brain more. Like it's not like a two-way street. Like because I can't. He's mad smart. Like you could tell he's like really smart. Not just because he's studying engineering, but he's just really sharp, and like he's actually interested in engineering, which a lot of people that study to become engineers, like I mean, they know they have a good job and they're not like vested into it like he is. Like so Tyrone like could expound upon these things when it comes to like energy conducting and whatnot too, more than I can too. True lost one, so I don't know why I'm afraid to store stuff in my place. Yeah, I mean, like there are some drawbacks to it, like because when I was holding gold, I still lived in Brooklyn, and I was actually I got evicted from my apartment in Brooklyn at one point, and I was literally holding probably like a little bit over 20 grand of gold, and they fucking broke down my door at one point, like and they didn't bag the gold, like and I didn't have a safe either. But this at the end of the day, you could stash like anywhere, even without a safe, like fucking so I mean, like that, and like if somebody ran into this, like they won't debo it, because, or if you had like silver coinage, they probably think it's like quarters or some shit, or so like it's not like having a chain in your house, or like or like jewelry. something that they think that they could pawn, you know, but they, you know, I guess like that's a bridge you cross more when you get there. But the main thing is like, you know, like trying to get into it now, like before the market like pops off. Okay, so silver still number one. Yeah. Buy a safe. Yeah, definitely. And safes aren't expensive too, Lost One. And anybody else watching, a cheap safe, which will do the job, as long as you drill it into the best way to drill a safe is like in concrete. Um, and the second best way is like into a stud onto the floor though, not onto like the walls. But you know, buy a drill from Amazon, give that shit back after you're done with it, and like fucking you know, drill it in any bullshit place, and don't tell nobody about it. It doesn't have to be big. No, no, I had a bunch of like like with a silver, like, you know, I mean safe that's like 1 foot by 1 foot. You could have more money than anybody you know, like not even in gold, with just silver, and like you could be have more cake than anybody you know if that little safe is filled up, and that safe is gonna cost you like $25. Lala D said, "True." I'm Are you and Tyrone said, all your transistors and resistors, microchip use those type of compounds. And I think you're referring to like the silicone um and the germanium too that you brought up. Oh, another thing too, like I always use this example too, like rhodium. Rhodium is and there's not a lot of rhodium out there. Like there's actually like 1 million or a little bit more than 1 million ounces of rhodium that get taken out of the ground per year. And they don't use rhodium for a lot of shit. Like rhodium gets used primarily for exhaust on like vehicles. Like they need a little bit of rhodium like for vehicle exhaust. Um like to like because of like regulations now. Like I guess so with that little bit of rhodium that they had to start putting into vehicle exhaust, that brought the price of rhodium from like $600 a couple years ago, and it's like 37,000 like recently, 37,000 an ounce. So I mean, like, could that happen to silver? Like, I mean, like, I'm not gonna like say like that's gonna be it, but I know for sure that silver should be worth 1-to-1 with gold, and that's about $1,800 an ounce, and it's $30 an ounce. So it's the buying opportunity of a century. But Fishing Texas, and Fishing Texas, you actually look like a friend of mine, from Texas. You're right. Jamie the Demon, J.P. Morgan Chase was caught rigging the silver market. Absolutely. Um, it is Jamie Dimon. Then I might be right. Around here, some people make a living just going around building sites, taking stuff off of their hands so they can scrap it for copper. Oh, they do that shit. That's Any Hood USA, where the crackheads they'll leave a house leaking for pipes, and like a lot of those places that well, at least in New York, that were buying raw materials like copper, aluminum, they're actually run by the Chinese, and that stuff goes like from, you know, Brooklyn right back to China. You know, a lot of like our raw material in this country, and I'm not trying to sound conspiratorial or anti like Chinese or anything like that, but it is what it is. And I lived in Sunset Park, Brooklyn, which had one of the second biggest Chinatowns. Oh shit, Fishing Texas, bro. Like, yeah. Um, oh yeah, yeah, if it's the same dude, bro, it's one of like I actually got a tattoo by my boy. But the like a lot of the raw material like that they use for like when the crackheads do steal copper or aluminum, steel, like recycled, that stuff goes like from Brooklyn, 8th Avenue, all these areas like where you could scrap it, and it goes right back to China. Like, you know, and they actually give you more money than like 5 cents for a can of like of aluminum. But usually, like when other Chinese people bring it in, they'll give them like 8 cents or something, and they ship that stuff right back to their country. So it's seemingly like the U.S. is like operating as a third world country, like where we take our raw material and send it, you know, abroad, and then retake that material and sell it back to us in TVs and Nikes. Let me keep going on the comments. I'll do what I do with my jewelry. It's in a box. I labeled it Bible pamphlets and quoted. I figured ain't nobody trying to open that box. That's true. Rhodium is so pretty. It is very pretty. I buy silver jewelry plated with rhodium. Oh, was it rhodium that's like went up in price like that? I think it is rhodium, but no, I'm making sure that I don't misquote myself. It's nice and sparkling, unlike sterling. Yeah, definitely. I hear rhodium is also used to cut precious metals. I'm hoping I'm not using rhodium wrong. Like if I misquoted, like as far as the price of rhodium being like really high, but it is oh, is it palladium? Oh, I'm sorry, it's palladium that's like really expensive, bro. No, it might be rhodium. There's some precious metal that was $600 a couple months ago, or a couple years ago, and it's like through the roof now. And the case I'm trying to make is that the same thing that could be happening with silver soon. As far as like the price of it shooting through the roof long term, like or in the future, due to scarcity, due to the fact that it's necessary um, to um, to have or to function industries with. Yeah, but I actually have to run to Marshalls, and I almost been on an hour. Yeah, but thanks for coming on too, yo, and Fish in Texas too. I just looked, it's voting. You're right. Thank you, Ladi. I was um tripping over myself, hoping that I didn't get the wrong answer and all this. But yeah, like it, if you take anything away from this, I mean, like crypto and all that shit, fantastic. I'm not gonna knock it like that because people get butthurt, even though they started investing in crypto like last year or some shit. But silver, gold, all that shit's been money since before the Bible. And crypto, you don't know what the fuck a crypto looks like. I'm not dissing it. Like, I fuck with crypto. Like, I'm not like swearing to crypto, but I only fuck with crypto like because I'm okay with where I'm at, like with precious metal. So I'm like, if all my shit in crypto goes down to a buck, yeah, I'm gonna be a little bit butthurt, but I'm not gonna die like, fucking like, or I'm not gonna, stop going away on vacations or like, like I'll be okay. But and on top of that too, like even though like the investments in precious metals haven't gone up, our body, sure, but they have gone up. And like I look at that as the money that I could fuck around with like the cryptos with like the amount of quote unquote profit that I made like from precious metals, primarily silver. And and I don't look at it like that, like like when it goes up and down in price. Because I did get butthurt like when I first started buying silver because it went like to 32 at one point, and then it went down like to 25, and I was like, but then I'm like, like fucking at the end of the day, like how much money is that? Like a couple grand, like I mean, yeah, it hurt a little bit, but like I'm like, long term, this is the best, this is the place where I should be. Um, oh, one more thing. My sister said that when Trump died, his hair silver, it was a message to buy silver. It very well could have been like, but take this fucking New Eurekan like speaking to you from his guest room as also another indication as to why, you should be in that space. Like, it's a great move. I mean, like, it's something you could hold, like it, and it's very easy to understand, like for people like me, you know, something that I could hold in my hand rather than something that Robinhood may force me to sell. Or and another thing too, um, I know somebody that had a holding in one of the two, either AMC or GameStop, and he had it from he bought it from like TD Ameritrade, one of these places like that. But they actually called them and they forced them to sell it. Like and that was because all these like richer people were probably trying to get in at that point, and they were forcing like people that they could scare off of their position to sell it, knowing that it's probably going to go up like 25% maybe that day, and they could probably buy it and fucking make like the little 25% and then dump it again like fucking but that's all like a game, like gambling and all this shit. And I've, gambled in my life, like fucking I don't know more, but there's something very like scary about like the whole like stock, even crypto. Like I'm only like there is a little bit of a greed factor in my mind, like with the fact that I am like fucking with crypto. I'm not gonna front. Like maybe ultimately I'll use that to buy silver if it like fucking skyrockets or some shit. But it's not my main thing though. Like I mean, like if I could get rid of all the silver I have and like buy some crypto shit, like fucking and like God forbid, like something like the last 2 weeks have happened, like with that money, like that I could have bought, to that crypto, then I'll be deaded on half my shit, like for no reason. You know, I don't even know why the price of like crypto went down like this far. Some people say because of Elon Musk saying that he's gonna get out of it. Like if something like could be go up or down like so much with one motherfucker, like who's not holding all the Bitcoin in the world, saying that he don't like it no more, then that's not like for me like the thing to be into. I'd rather be into something that, one, I could hold, two, it's going up in price, even if it's little by little for now, and that can't be brought down in price so easy. But with that, though, let me and Fishing Texas, man, if it's you, I'm gonna try to give you a call like through Facebook Messenger, bro. But with that, I'm out, man. Thank you for like stepping into the Foul Playland with me, and peace.